All right, my friends, how are you today? Hopefully, everybody has been enjoying this beautiful eclipse energy, feeling that great release of pressure, this great awakening kind of feeling that's been going on throughout Saturday and Sunday, leading us into Monday. Well, now we have the moon in the middle degrees of Cancer, and we're going to be lining up with Mercury here at 14 degrees. As well, the sun is now, it's the first degree of Cancer, right? So sun and moon both in Cancer. We just had this new moon eclipse here on Sunday the 21st. All right. So as well, Venus has got last couple of days of its retrograde. Okay. So it's not for another year and a half. Venus, won't retrograde for another year and a half. But right now it's like it's stuck at 5 degrees of Gemini. Okay. So 5 degrees of Gemini. Here we're digging for oil. Okay, we have knowledge and understanding that oil itself can accumulate wealth, money. All right. So for us seeking something that's beneath the surface that can give to us something that we can benefit from, something that we can thrive off of, something that we can live off of. Okay, so we're going deep beneath the surface to seek something out which has an immense amount of value. Okay, and Venus deals with value, everything that we love, want, and desire. This is people, and this is things, and we can say to someone on the street, what is of value? Oh, and diamonds, big diamonds, or a Lamborghini, or a Ferrari, or a huge house, or a helicopter, or a jet, And it's fun when we have this retrograde, especially in the sign of Gemini. It's saying, what do I need? What do I truly need? What do I truly want? What do I truly desire? Because there's all of these things. And I can be happy, self can be very happy in many different directions that I choose to go in. But ultimately, what is the truth that makes me happy, right? I've been turned on to this TV show recently. So funny. A friend recommended it. It's called Last Man on Earth with Will Forte. Really, really funny show. And it's interesting is, this post-apocalyptic, there was this virus took out all of humanity. And it's really funny because, when I'm watching this show to break for a little bit of comedic relief in my life, the things that we value now in a thriving society, in this post-apocalyptic society, nobody cares. Money is completely useless. Money is worthless. Diamonds and gold or fancy cars, they're all worthless. They mean nothing to these folks. They exist in their timeline and it's a comedy, but, it's like they're truly valueless. The food, the water, the clothes, stuff we talked about that, yesterday for this eclipse. These are what we value. So it's interesting, just like the coconut, it's like there's 2 blind eyes to the coconut, but the third eye in the middle, that's the one you drill into to get the water. It's the same thing here. It's just like we have our blind eyes and we have our intuitive eye. Okay. So it's like connecting our intuitive eye here with our heart, because we have the sun, the moon, and Mercury, the ruling planet of Gemini, in Gemini. The ruling planet of Gemini in Cancer. We have the sun, the moon, and Mercury in Cancer. Mercury is reflecting what's going on with Venus and the North Node, which is seeking knowledge, seeking information. But it's about the stuff that's beneath the surface, right? We're talking about our emotions. This isn't something that's very visible. This isn't something we can just tap into. This isn't something that we just share with anybody. We have to, it's like you got to work it just right to get someone to spill their emotions for you. You got to get it just right for someone to open up, and share the depths of their soul with you. So this energy is encouraging us, especially when the moon is conjunct Mercury here. And that's going to happen pretty early in the morning at 5 a.m. But nonetheless, we're going to be feeling this all day. We're going to be feeling this Sunday night throughout Monday afternoon. Okay. And then as well as the day progresses, the moon's going to create this trine over there, which is now station retrograde Neptune. Okay. So now we're going to have Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, all retrograde. So the only thing that's forward momentum is Mars, Chiron, and Uranus. Okay. So it's just like we're just going back to the drawing board. That's all that's happening. Nonetheless, so we have the moon now, as the day progresses, creating that trine, easy flow of energy over here to Neptune. Okay, our dreams, our imagination, our emotions, the stuff beneath the surface. What are we doing with the stuff beneath the surface? We're communicating about it. This is what we love, want, and desire. And what do we love, want, and desire? How do we communicate to get those things? We communicate and express our emotions. And of course, we have now Mars here, creating these sextiles over here to Pluto and to Jupiter. Okay, this is about transformation and abundance. You know, what does in a post-apocalyptic world a crate full of money, what value does this have? Nothing. You have a ton of it. You know, we can have pounds and pounds and pounds. We can have truckloads of money in that kind of a world, in that environment, and it means absolutely nothing. So what is the value of more? You know, what is the value of more? It's an interesting conundrum, and that's something that this astrology is highlighting. And we also have Mars creating, and this is going to happen over the next several days, Mars beginning to square the nodes, right? What do we value? How do we value? Whom do we value? How do we want to communicate, right? Communication is a two-way road, right? Not just talking at someone, not just always listening. It's a balance. It's got to be passing the ball back and forth, right? And it's just like the old knowledge, what's new knowledge, what is collective knowledge, what is personal knowledge, you know, everything is up for review. That's the beauty. There's retrogrades going on right now. Everything's up for review. Everything's up for reevaluating. We want to reevaluate how we feel about stuff. Reevaluate how we are communicating to the outside world. Recommunicating our own boundaries as we, again, you know, this connection happening here with the North Node to Saturn. Communication, this is about all the things here. This quincunx 5/12 aspect up here to Saturn. Saturn says boundaries. There's a new world that I'm creating, and this is the world of my dreams. There's no question about that. My action is with a change. I'm creating change. I'm, you know, becoming happy with less, right? And I see where I want to go in this life. And I have to communicate from the depths of my heart. I have to communicate from my soul what's going on here to create these boundaries properly in the form of communication, right? It doesn't have to be combative communication, which is important. And this is why this like nice, easy, nurturing, caring, gentle, flowing energy over the next 2 days. So for Monday, Tuesday, really gentle energy until Tuesday night when the moon is going to enter the fiery sign of Leo. Things are going to heat up. All right. So it's like right now, after this eclipse, there's just a sense of like, it's, you know, this is like almost like a car crash. And it's just like, hey, just take a day, you know, take a day off. Honor yourself, empower yourself, appreciate yourself, love in yourself, right? And this is also saying like look, there is a crossroad. There is a collective knowledge. There is an individual knowledge. There's a collective perspective. There's an individual perspective. My emotions are right. Yet at the same time, I could be very wrong for feeling how I feel. This is a paradox. There's no right answer, right? I feel this, so that means it's real. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's real to the outside world. You know, this is like if an individual is depressed, right? Nobody appreciates me. Nobody loves me. Well, that's a very valid emotion. It's a very valid feeling. But does that make it real? To you, to the individual who's saying it or feeling it, yes. To the other person that's sitting in the room saying like, dude, you're awesome. I love you. You're one of my best friends. You're one of my favorite people. You know, look how, you know what I mean? But we all get in those moments. So again, this is my personal perspective, my personal view, collective view, and finding the balance of how they meet and going deep beneath the surface to find that oil to strike, you know, to get the substance that is of value. So it's like there's something deep beneath in our emotional bodies that's worth seeking, that is a substance that's going to bring value to our lives, okay? And since Venus is going to be stuck there at that 5th degree for pretty much for the next week, you know, this is the highlight of our week, is that going deeper and finding that value deep within inside, you know? All right, my friends, thank you as always appreciate you so much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.